Hi everyone, my name is Angelise Card. For my presentation, I chose to focus on racial equality and how artists use their work to bring attention to issues like discrimination, representation, and social justice. Through sculpture, poetry, and literature, artists can challenge stereotypes, share experiences, and encourage important conversations. Today, I'll be discussing Rumors of War by Kehinde Wiley, Still I Rise by Maya Angelou, and Just Mercy by Brian Stevenson. Before looking at the artwork, it's important to understand the issues they address. Racial equality means that everyone should have the same rights, the same opportunities, and the same treatment regardless of race or ethnicity. Even though there has been progress over time, inequality and discrimination still affect many people today. Many artists use their work to bring awareness to their issues because art can often reach people in a more personal and a more emotional way than just facts alone. As you listen to these examples, think about how can art help people see social issues from a different perspective. When you think about public monuments, who usually comes to mind? For many people, it's military leaders, it's politicians, or it's historical figures. That's exactly what Kehinde Wiley challenges in Rumors of War. The sculpture shows a young black man wearing everyday clothes, sitting comfortably on horseback. Wiley uses a familiar monument style to highlight the lack of diversity in many public spaces. What I find most powerful is that the sculpture focuses and it forces viewers to question whose stories are represented in history and whose stories are missing. Have you ever faced a challenge and refused to let it define you? Well, that's the message of Maya Angelou, and she shares that message in Still I Rise. The poem focuses on resilience, on confidence, and overcoming discrimination. I Rise becomes a powerful message about perseverance and strength. What I like about this poem is that its message is still relevant today. It reminds us that our worth is not determined by how others treat us. Still, I rise. What would happen if someone was convicted of a crime they did not commit? That's one of the questions explored in Brian Stevenson's Just Mercy. The book highlights how racial bias can impact legal outcomes and shows the real life consequences of injustice. What stood out to me most in this are real experiences and they affect real people. The book helps readers understand why fairness and equal treatment under the law are so very important. Even though these works use different forms of art, they share many of the same themes. One theme is representation. Another common theme is resilience. Each work encourages audiences to think critically about justice, to think critically about equality, and to think critically about social change. Why does art matter when discussing social issues? I'm glad you asked. Art helps people connect emotionally with a topic. It can challenge stereotypes, raise awareness, and encourage empathy. This is why artists continue to play an important role in discussions about equality and social justice. So, in conclusion, these works show how artists and writers can use their voice to address racial equality in meaningful ways. Kehinde Wiley challenges representation in public spaces. Like I've said before, Maya Angelou promotes strength and resilience by reminding us that still I rise. Brian Stevenson highlights the importance of justice and of equal treatment. I think these examples demonstrate that art can do much more than entertain. It can educate, inspire, and encourage meaningful conversations that can help create positive change. It can open our eyes to the diversity of individuals and that the importance that everyone is treated equally. It doesn't make anyone more important or less important than the other. We should all be equal under the law and under God. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you for taking the time to view my presentation. These are the sources I use to research racial equality and the works discussed throughout the project.